Okay, so let me know what you beautiful ladies are doing here today.
Okay, well, first of all, I am one of the directors for the Long Island International Film Expo, and I'm also a filmmaker, although my film isn't here. I thought I would take the opportunity because Bianca is my lead and the only woman in the world.
Excellent. And what's your name?
Debbie Markowitz.
Excellent, Debbie.
Hi, I'm Bianca Jamotte Leroux. I am an actress and filmmaker, and my series, Real Mommy Confessions, was actually here last year, and so now this year I'm here getting to see all the films and hanging out with Debbie. Like she said, I'm the lead in her new film, The Only Woman in the World, so having a great time.
The Only Woman in the World. What that's like the best title for an actress I could ever think of.
I agree. I read the title and I was like, well, I'm sold.
Tell me what it's about, Debbie.
Okay, it's about an up-and-coming director who is Sandy, her name is, played by Bianca, and basically as her career is taking off, her love interest, who she's been living with for 10 years, her relationship starts to falter a bit. At the same time, she starts to mentor an actor who may not necessarily have her best interests in mind.
Ooh.
And a lot of kind of narcissists going on there, but I think for the most part it's about love and forgiveness. And it also stars Chris Cardona as well as Kieran Sheehan, are the two men, the actor and the boyfriend.
I'm very lucky. I get to have, really exciting, fun scenes with two really handsome men.
I guess so. And there sounds like to me that there may be a backstory to this one. Is there?
Well, there's always a backstory.
There's always a story behind the story. What inspired you to write this particular subject or this particular plot?
I don't always know what's going to come out when I start. I had done a short film called Date with a Narcissist that was just a practice piece to give some actors information for their reel, and started out as 3 pages, ended up as 20, but because it was only a practice piece, I didn't really make it as good as it could have been, and the thought was, well, do we redo this? And I said, oh, hell no, I want to do it as a feature. And then where Bill was not even, Bill played by Chris Cardona, who's the boyfriend, wasn't really, he was only mentioned in the movie, I brought him in as a really central character, and then I made this, instead of more about the narcissistic behavior of one of the actors, because there's so much of that in this industry. I think we've all been hit by that.
Oh my God.
We've all been hit by that. They're deadly creatures. But I actually made him, he's still there and he's very important, but I made it more about love and forgiveness. Like when somebody really good does something really screwed up and then they have to make up to the person that they love. Too.
Well, Debbie, we all need a little more love and forgiveness in the world, especially now. So I'm glad that you're making this movie in particular. So they say that movies imitate real life. Would you say that?
Yeah, but it's different.
Some do. Yeah. I think that the art mirrors life and life mirrors art, especially in this industry where, it's so involved. I think it's kind of hard to keep your life completely out of your art, especially if you're an actor or a writer. It's just, you kind of write what you know, you draw from your past, it's embellished life.
It's a lot of some of it's metaphor for things that happen, and there's parts of your life, but there's parts of all different kinds of your life and other people and everything, and it's a big conglomeration of, stuff. It's not really, like I couldn't say this is true to life, but I could certainly say there's true things in it.
Right, exactly.
Which makes it real, and then every actor or every director works from their own truth of what this would mean. There's one scene, you obviously know what it is. There's one scene that I wrote that, I was like sick for 3 days, where I was just like, oh my God, this is so gut-wrenching. But I know if I feel something, I know that the audience is going to. And then you just have to make sure that the actors get it, of course. But it's just, really, what are there, like 6, 7 stories in the entire world? It's just they're all kind of mushed up and mashed around and changed, and you tell it your own different way. So
this one's a really fun triangle. It's a love triangle, friendship triangle within the indie film world.
Yeah.
And so it tells a lot of common stories and common truths.
And did you get exhausted playing the scenes? I can imagine the emotion coming out you must be spent by the end of the day.
We're still in the beginning process of it, and I've been very lucky that I've gotten rehearsal time with Debbie and Chris and Kieran, and everyone's so wonderful. And Kieran and I come from a similar acting background as far as the training that we've had, so we play off of each other really well, and it's always exhausting if you're putting your heart into it, but it's also a high, I think. When you walk off set and you just feel like everything kind of worked, and it's that incredible, we even talked about it in the film, it's like you just know that you're doing something right and it feels good, but of course that's exhausting because it takes all of you. So Yeah, it's exhausting, but it's in the best possible way.
You guys are inspiring. I love the female angle on all of this.
Yes.
So, yeah, definitely. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
It seems that most of my movies have been almost male-centric, and I said, why am I doing that? You know, I mean, Leaving was not.
Yeah.
You know, but my other movies were, and so it just, you know, when it came out about Sandy, and at first the first movie I made, she was kind of a very broken person. She was, you know, now she still is, but she's much more empowered, and she's much more not going to take crap from these actors, which is really good, which is what I wanted. It keeps evolving every time we rewrite it.
Yeah, she's much more of a warrior and a survivor in this version, which is very exciting to play.
It is, and it's very exciting to see because there's such a wave of that lately with the women, the Me Too movement, and everything that's going on. So you are just pushing it along and supporting it, and just it's almost like laying it out for everyone to to get behind. So
yeah, and we have some really nice names in it. I can't mention all of them because one I don't want to mention yet because he's a really big name. But I have Robert Clahessy from Blue Bloods and Abigail Hawke from Blue Bloods. Brian O'Halloran from Clerks and Dogma is in it.
Can I say something super exciting about Abigail Hawke?
Yeah.
She and I are both in a book about parenting that just released this week. She and I both contributed to this book. So not only do we get to be in your film together, we're also going to be doing signings for this book together. So I'm really excited to work with her.
Did you know that when you first got in?
No, this is all just happening all at the same time.
your art is coming full circle.
Yes, it's very exciting.
That's amazing.
She's lovely, so I'm excited to be able to play with her on screen and then also get to know her in this way. So
And she's got one of the more fun parts in the movie because she plays a crazy producer who wants to be a writer, but she's not really a very good writer, and she's trying to get to hire Sandy, you know, to do the script, and you know, it's just awful. And there's so much of that happens in this industry. I've had people want to hire me, and they give me the script. I'm like, and so you have to kind of find a way to say, well, maybe we can rewrite it a little bit, you know.
I guess you don't want to mention any names there.
No. No.
that would be a zip it moment for sure.
Exactly. Like your big actor. Well, congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So if you just real quick, we have a line going over there. If you could sum up in one word the most exciting thing about a film festival, what would you say?
That's the filmmakers. That's it, you know.
Go.
I agree. I think it's the people that you meet. I've been very lucky to meet really incredible women throughout this whole process of being a filmmaker. The community and the community of women filmmakers has been incredible. I've found so much support and friendship through it. So
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck.